Hello, everyone, and welcome to Easy Allies Redfall preview. I am your host, Michael Huber, joined by
Brad Ellis.
And I got to just play some Redfall.
That's right.
And we're going to talk about it right now. So strap in, buckle up, let's go. Arcane Studios, shout out.
Big shout out.
We love Arcane.
We do.
Best in the biz. Harvey Smith, Deus Ex, into Dishonored, dude. Prey. Deathloop's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But Redfall, Brad, when Redfall was first shown, it grabbed me immediately.
It did?
I've been a believer
Yes.
since day one, but like not like, oh, that's gonna be good.
No.
It's just been like, yo, I'm hyped on that.
Yeah.
I'm really hyped.
I was the opposite.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know about this.
Okay.
Multiplayer from them? I don't know how I feel
Yes.
about that.
So, full disclosure, for this demo that I played, I just played about 90 minutes. Single player.
Single player only.
Single player
okay.
only. And here's the best part, Brad. The co-director said specifically, yo, we're going to be playing single player today because when it's multiplayer, it's harder to be immersed.
Well, yeah.
They addressed it head on. There's no dancing around anything. It's just like, yo.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that.
But sometimes I feel like when I'm at these events, they don't acknowledge it head on.
Sure, okay.
Which I appreciated.
Okay.
They're like, yo, you're playing alone, you're getting immersed, Arcane Studios, let's go.
Okay.
So the demo picked up, I was level 7, and we're about 4 or 5 missions into the game. I'm going to avoid all the story stuff, pretty much. I'm gonna give you a little bit, but if you're hungry for that, maybe seek other previews, because I don't like to do that when a game is this far out. You know, I just don't like to go into spoilers too much. But basically, the mission was to go to the mansion.
The mansion? The mansion?
The haunted freaking mansion,
Okay.
Brad.
Okay.
Because as we know in Redfall, there are 4 vampire leaders throughout this,
It's like a town, right?
area. Yeah, there's 2 core towns, they said. We were just in the
or
first
a county
one.
or something.
Yeah. There's 4 playable characters. They all have their own different abilities. And I wanted to choose, her name was Remy, and she's the one with like the little robot dog.
Okay.
I wanted to choose her, and I did, but the game was just like, no, you're going to be this sniper, Jacob.
Okay.
it was like, yeah, there were some technical difficulties. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I was Jacob the sniper, and it's cool because every time I play an immersive sim / an arcane game, I'm stealth. And this was the stealth character. So there are 4 main characters. All the characters use every gun. The only difference are the 2 core abilities and the ultimate.
Okay.
That's it. That's the only difference.
Okay.
So my character had a raven that he could shoot out and like scout it out.
Did it like do like pulse detective vision?
It when you can shoot it out, and then any enemies it passes by, it'll
Are
hide
marked?
it. It'll
Okay,
hide it.
okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then his other ability is just stealth, cloak.
Okay, cool.
And then his ultimate is like some ghost insane sniper rifle that just like one-shots everybody.
Okay, cool.
So cool character. Everyone has their own skill tree. There were 3 difficulties with a 4th unlockable when you beat the campaign.
Great.
So I was into
Love
that.
it.
I was
Yeah,
like, all
love
right,
it.
I'm all into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Brad, the first thing I want to talk about as we get into this, the atmosphere.
Yeah. I really
world.
like the atmosphere from what I've seen of the game.
Yes, and you know Arcane better than
Interiors, baby.
Most. Exactly.
Interiors.
Exactly. So this town was just so fun to explore. We started out in a safe house. It was a fire station, kind of like Ghostbusters, actually. Kind of gave me that vibes.
Cool.
Yeah, the new
Okay.
Ghostbusters game. You're in the fire station. You can talk to NPCs. Very basic. You just go up. You click
Yeah,
X, and they're just like, "Hey, give me a line of lore." whatever, basic. But then you can also restock ammo. That costs money.
Okay.
You're getting money throughout.
Your venture.
You pick up, what I liked actually was when you're out in the world, if you pick up trash, it just converts it into money straight away.
Okay.
We just skip a step of having to take it back and selling it.
It's like immediate.
That's
fine. Yeah.
Pick up a can, get some cash.
Sure.
So yeah, you're in the safe house. You can restock and buy supplies and get little side missions and whatever. But my main mission was to go to this haunted mansion where one of the main
Vamps was.
And of course, on my way there, open world, I'm going to get sidetracked.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
as I do.
That's what happens in those games.
Come out in the world, open up the map, like scoping it out. What do I see?
Movie theater.
That's my best friend.
Too easy.
That's my best friend right there.
Too easy.
That's my best friend, Brad Ellis.
Too easy.
Yes. There's a movie theater.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I go straight there. There's a side mission to get like a repair module for a popcorn machine because you have one back at your base.
Ooh.
And it can increase morale. So it's like, I gotta get that.
Get that morale up.
So I go to the movie theater and classic Arcane vibes, dude. It's just like you're creeping through immersive sim style. There's like different ways to go in. You could like go in the back upstairs. You could pick the lock on the side. You could go in the front door. So it did have those.
Yeah, that you'd expect from their games.
Exactly. So I go in. And, there's some vampires. Let's talk about some combat a little bit. And there's a variety of vampires and a variety of humans as well. The humans are like cultists to the vampires.
Yeah, they're like thralls for them.
Exactly. So the vampires are really cool. Some of them will just like attack you. They have ID clip on. They're just like clipping through the map, teleporting around, popping up, slashing you. The cool thing is, you got to shoot them down. Once they're down, the only way to kill them is a stake.
Cool.
Or
holy water?
Dude, no.
Cross?
No. My favorite thing, like I'm only using UV lights, dude.
Oh.
I am only
Burn
using
them, dude. Hell yeah.
Dude, okay, so the guns are really cool. You have your standard stuff. You got your sniper rifles. You got your assault rifles. You got your pistols. You got your shotguns. Felt good. Nice impact. The guns all kind of sound the same, which was kind of a weird note, but like they did kind of sound the same. But there's a stake gun, but the UV light gun.
Yeah.
You just blast them with UV light. They turn into stone.
Cool.
And you smash them to bits.
Okay.
And it is so satisfying.
Okay. Cool.
Extremely. And I did notice throughout my playthrough that I was running out of that ammo. I was like, well, this is OP as shit, and I'm only going to use this forever because it's so fun. Reminded me of Singularity, freaking like Wolfenstein, like pulse laser guns. So I was running out of ammo for that. I was running out of sniper ammo. So the ammo was pretty good. It was forcing me to kind of use
other stuff.
Multiple guns.
Do you have like a stealth kill? Do you have
There's
melee?
No stealth kill, which I was a little bummed on.
Maybe
Brad,
not with your character, or is it?
Brad, I'm not even kidding. 4 or 5 times instinctively, because I love stealth, I would just like crouch up behind a vamp or a person. I'd be standing right behind them.
Well, yeah, you're playing an Arcane game.
Yeah, I'd be right behind them. They would just be like digging around.
Huh.
And I'm just like behind them.
Maybe you have to unlock it.
But then I would just shotgun blast to the back of the head.
Still cool. Yeah, it's still really cool.
Yeah.
It just seems weird if there's like a focus on stealth to an extent, but you can't kill. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds weird, but maybe in practice it makes sense.
There are silenced pistols. I had a silenced pistol. I had a silenced pistol that was taking them out, not alerting anybody.
Okay.
So there was that. So I do the movie theater section. It was pretty cool. Quick aside, Arcane AI during combat, Brad. You know what I'm talking about. Just kind of that, like, I hate to say it, just that, like, it's so video gamey. You know, they just, like, run at you or attack you. It just, there's, like, that weird disconnect when you're in open combat that reminds me of Dishonored, reminds me of Prey, Deathloop. They just kind of like lifelessly run at you, you know? So there was kind of a lot of that I noticed where it's just like the humans were kind of being dumb, or like, you know, a human was walking into a wall. Just like early stuff, still out in months. Not a big deal, but something I did notice. Fortunately, the vampires were really cool, and they would like, you know, there's different varieties, so they would like teleport around. There was one that would just like steal your health.
Cool.
There are ones that are like sentry watch towers, just like kind of looking around. There's this blood mist in a lot of areas in the environment where like just red mist will be forming, and you have to like UV or get rid of like the
mist somehow.
The mist vampire. It's like emanating from from a vamp. So then I go back to the main mission, but I get sidetracked again. And there's one of the main things I can see from Redfall is this. It's the nests.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a huge part of this game because it's basically like an instance where you'll find a portal door. You'll go in, and it's like Evil Within style, where like all the world is just kind of like
going crazy,
mashed up together. You have to go in and destroy this giant heart. And to destroy the heart, you have to destroy like the 3 little things. Then you can destroy the heart. Then it's really cool because when the nest is about to blow up, it's like, all right, you got 30 seconds to evacuate. But in that 30 seconds is like, you can go loot. So when the place is falling apart, more of the environment opens up. And then it's like you're on this countdown to get the hell out.
But you want to get some loot.
So it was cool. I was like, oh, okay. This kind of reminds me of like the Dark Zone or something.
While we're talking about loot, let me ask you, was there a lot of loot?
There was a good amount. A good amount as in not a good too way? Much.
Okay.
I was not overwhelmed Neo style.
Okay.
It was a very good amount. There might have been like there's always a little too much loot for me. Sure. I like when there's just so much less, you know. I was not overwhelmed though, Brad.
Okay.
It felt good. To be fair though, we got dropped in. It was a little hard to get a grasp of my resources, my loot, and my abilities because we dropped in at level 7.
Right.
And they equipped us with they were like, yeah, we just kind of filled your inventory with a variety. So I didn't have that full sense of like
understanding
the
everything.
Survival horror resource management vibe of like, is this a really valuable pickup that I just got?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't get a full grasp, but throughout my 90 minutes, I only picked up like a handful of guns, which is still kind of a lot, but it wasn't like non-stop gun. So then did the nest, did the side quest. Then I did the main mission, and the main mission was to go to this manor this basically haunted mansion to figure out what the hell's going on. And this was cool because again, it was classic Dishonored vibes, Arcane vibes, where it was like, yo, find 3 things in this area. Go. And I was like, yes. Dude,
okay.
Brett, I got lost.
Cool.
And I was stoked. I was just wandering around this mansion looking for these things for like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, I don't know where this is. Yeah. I like this.
Was there like cool secret stuff in the mansion? Like, hey, pull this candlestick, secret door opens or something like that.
Tied to the mission itself, not really optional secret stuff. I know what you're getting at. But there are a lot of areas that were like, yo, you need a lockpick to get in there.
Okay.
So that was cool. No lockpick minigame, which was kind of weird. It was just like, yo, hold X.
Yeah, it just depends. It can get tedious if you do it a lot, I suppose.
Yeah. So there's like the lockpick minigame, and there's some other collectibles, like collect these blood vials. There was like hidden packages, GTA style. It was like there's 100 of these.
Okay.
It's like, whoa, okay. I didn't read any of the lore.
Okay.
Unlike me, Mr. Huber, I would pick up lore and I'd be like, nope, because it's a preview.
It's a preview, yeah.
So I'm like, no, I don't want those spoilers.
Yeah, and it's like...
I do know some things about the vamps that I'm just not going to repeat here. If you want to know, You can look at some other previews, but even the co-director was like, yeah, we're going to get into some kind of spoilers here. I'm going to tell you this. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to repeat that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I assume they have like a ton of like lore and stuff, journal entries and whatnot.
Yeah, so the dude we were going after was the Hollow Man. Good movie, by the way. Hollow Man and his cult. Oh, that's another thing. When you kill elite vamps and finish story missions, this meter fills up, and this enemy called the Rook comes after you. Some pursuer psychopath. Basically, I got to fill it up once.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, lightning starts coming down, like red lightning all over the place. Freako spawns. He looks like Alex Mercer from Prototype. He's got some jacket on, some hood. I was like, yo, are we in Prototype all of a sudden? He's running at us. They were like, yeah, he'll probably kill you a bunch of times. I killed him on the first try. It's not a humble brag. It just is what it is.
Oh, you killed him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Took him down. He dropped some loot. And I think more of him respawn.
So he just respawns after you killing guys for a while or something?
Yeah, so when you kill elite vamps, so like I told you about the one that like siphons your blood.
Yeah. Higher tier ones.
Higher tiers will
That
fill
builds
this
a meter.
meter, and it's like, yo, the vampire gods are watching you. Because contextually, it's like, yo, you're causing chaos against the vamps. So you cause too much chaos, they're gonna send
I see.
someone higher stakes after you. So there's that. Another big note, Brad, was that I really enjoyed playing this game single player.
Cool.
It did not feel like I was missing anything by not playing multiplayer.
Yeah.
And in fact, this would probably be my preferred way of playing this game. They said you can do 4 players of any class mix-up, so you could be 4 of the same character.
Okay.
Characters, one thing you're going to miss out on, though, they said characters banter, just like Left 4 Dead, you know? The characters will banter back and forth when they're together, so you're going to miss out on a couple.
So you can't play with bots?
No, I don't think so. Well, I actually don't know that. I didn't ask about bots.
Okay.
But when I played single player, there were no bots.
Okay.
But then they said, you know, you're going to miss out on some character banter. The campaign is the same for everybody, but also, depending on who you're playing as, they're going to respond differently to situations, which I thought was pretty cool. And again, just having that with an unlockable difficulty is, I think, a really cool way to increase replayability there.
So I have a few questions for you. So was the world layout kind of more like Far Cry? I believe they hinted at that. Did it kind of feel like that?
Yeah, there were districts. There were like 5 or 6 main districts in the one big area. They said there were 2, I believe.
Okay.
And each area has its own kind of rep. So you were upgrading the rep in each one.
Okay. World of Warcraft.
Yeah, World of Warcraft, dude. Freaking Zolgarod.
Zolgarod? Yeah, it's rep. ZG.
Yeah. So yeah, different districts, different landmarks. When you capture a safe house, you get fast travel to there.
Okay.
So just
some incentive to do so. Okay.
And just the world was cozy.
Yeah. It looks
was
very nice.
So nice roaming around. Combat was cool. Anytime you would fight a vamp, Brad, it was just so intense. It, like I said earlier, you know, the really reductive, basic criticism of like, it's video gamey. But like, there's just that, you know, Deathloop had it. It's like when enemies attack you in an arcade game, it's just like,
sure.
I can't explain it. I hope you know what I'm talking about. There's just like, there's a weird disconnect with the world for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, keep it stealth.
Was the world like big enough where they're like to walk around? Do you need to get like a car or something or?
Great question. I was like, in my head, because there's like bikes and shit everywhere. I was like, I can't really use a mount right now.
Yeah.
The world's pretty big.
Okay.
It's small enough to walk around, but like, big enough to be like, I could use a mount right now. You know, it's really nicely balanced.
Cool.
And just so pretty to look at. Everything's so pretty to look at.
So do you have anything else? Any other notes?
Some dynamic encounters.
Okay. Do tell.
Yeah, just like the nests and stuff. Just different enemy compositions and stuff.
I
said it's a
am
little dynamic.
assuming,
and
like,
the world scales in co-op as well.
yeah.
So more people, that'll be a little harder. But
Yeah.
obviously easier and harder.
Did they say anything about, like, there was that confusion about co-oping with someone and, like, progress? Like, if you co-op with someone, does only the host get progress?
They were not really talking about
Okay.
co-op. Yeah, it was all. I think they just wanted us to be able to like feel that traditional arcane single. They were like, yo, we want you to like feel this world.
Okay.
And like that's
cool.
what we were doing. Yeah. So, Redfall, dude,
You're pleased.
I'm pleased. I'm still very hyped on this game. I'm wondering about the loot and all that, how that carries over through the whole game.
Yeah.
Because that's always such a make or break for me. Like with loot in general, is I always find in that like 20% mark, I get my loot and I'm good for like half the game. You know?
Got it.
Or if I'm not good, the choices aren't interesting. It's like, okay, I got a higher color. Great.
Right.
Oh, this number's higher. Cool. So I got to see how that all plays out.
Definitely.
But like the combat itself was really fun because it was just so like visceral, you know, when you're staking a vamp.
Yeah, totally.
The exploration seemed really good. Just the world and the environments, like just looking at it was really cool. The side quests seem interesting too. Like I like that's why I really like The Division so much, because the side quests you do RP wise feel like you're having an impact on the survivors. So when I fixed the popcorn machine, I was like, dude, everyone's stoked now. Like I feel like I did something. It was like fun to do it, and it feels good that like in the world everyone is maybe a little happier.
Yeah, I do like things where it's like morale will go up.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So I was like feeling that. So
So you said there's an unlockable harder difficulty. Did they say anything else talking about maybe the post game of what's going on?
None of that.
Okay.
No, like additional characters. We're not talking about that. DLC, none of that.
Okay.
So
Cool. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad you thought it was good because like obviously I know
Positive.
and your taste with this, and I pretty much align with you on it, so it's good to hear you coming out excited for this game.
yeah, absolutely.
Still curious about multiplayer?
Very curious because I didn't get to play it, so I have no idea. This
Yeah.
entire conversation has no multiplayer, and that is like one of the primary selling points of Redfall.
Yeah, is multiplayer.
You know, Game Pass makes it easy for everyone to just hop in together.
Yeah.
It's got that loot live service vibe, which is obviously
that's what I'm like curious
multiplayer.
about too, is like how that's going to shake out, but yeah.
Yeah, so still a lot of questions there, but for my time, I'm very positive on the combat and the world, which is a lot of that game.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
Redfall, Arcane Studios, we're easy allies. If you like what you saw, help us out on Patreon, Twitch, check us out, spread the word, and we'll be back here talking more Redfall closer to release when it's out.
Yeah, we'll be playing for sure.
Oh, we'll be streaming that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love and respect.
They said one drop of my blood could change everything.